Hey guys, how's it going? Tom here, and today is my first day of training for the Grip League. Alright guys, thank you for joining me today. So I'm finally about to start my little training block for the Grip League. It's 3 weeks on Saturday now when the event is, so I've not got long to get my training in, but I feel like because I've been doing quite a bit of arm wrestling and quite a bit of sort of grip work on the side, I should be at a reasonably good level to sort of just ease back into the events. We've got the 50mm rolling handle, the 60mm pinch block, the vertical bar hold, and then the hub max. So a nice set of events really. Everyone's all familiar with these. So for me, the kind of staple lifts that I've been doing for ages, so I should be able to hopefully get back up to a decent level to put me in a spot for qualifying for the final in August. That's the goal really. I'm going to be in the big boy category. I'm sitting at about 127 kilos at the moment, so don't think I'm going to shift 7 kilos in the next 3 weeks, but you never know. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I just thought it'd be cool to sort of document the training and get a bit nerdy with the technical side of things, talk about how I'm sort of looking to program my training, and hopefully you guys can learn a few bits, give them a go, see if they work for you, and you can give me some feedback on how I can improve my training. So today I'm going to do pinch first. I'm going to group together the 60mm pinch block and the hub. I think I'm going to try and do those 2 days twice a week, sorry. So keep those two together maybe on like Monday, Thursday, something like that. And then I'm going to do the rolling handle and the vertical bar on another day, so Tuesday, Saturday, something like that. So 4 sessions, 2 on each kind of area a week. I feel like that's going to be a good way to do it. Instead of doing one massive session of each, kind of just try and get 2 good sessions in. I might rotate between holds for time and then reps, something like that. But I'll have a better idea once I've sort of had a little go today and see where we're at. Another thing I've thought about is I'm gonna try and do hang grippers on every sort of grip day. I feel like they're going to be a nice little warm-up for me, and it's also going to help just rebuild that crush grip strength, which I feel like I've lost a bit by doing arm wrestling. Any of you guys out there that do arm wrestling and grip, it'd be really interesting to sort of hear if you've been suffering with your sort of thick bar work. So when I've been doing rolling handles, I've just noticed my numbers haven't been as high as they were. I feel like my forearm's constantly tired and I'm just not able to sort of lift the weight up that I could do. But on pinch, it's pretty much the same. I feel like that hasn't gone down, but I guess today we will see. So that's probably enough of me rambling on there. I'm going to get started with some hand grippers, probably just do a nice little 5 sets of 5, get the blood flowing in each of my hands. Then I'm going to crack on with the pinch block. So I've just been having a little go on the number 2 there, just squeezing a load of reps just to try and get a little quick warm up in. I've lost my grip rings somehow, otherwise I would have used them for that. I'm gonna do 3 sets of 8 on the number 3, and then I'm gonna move on to doing 2 sets of 8 on the number 4. I feel like that's just a bit of a random spread to do, but could be a nice little warm up. No rest in between, just to get myself nice and warm. That's the number 3 done. On to the number 4 now. What I like to do with these is I will just close it as normal. I'll always set my first rep. I'll get it into my nice set position where I'm strong from, and then I'll close it and I'll just open it. It's probably 2 finger width, and then just complete my reps from there. I feel like it's really good for replicating that sort of holding onto the bar. Instead of me going fully wide and losing the tension, I'm just trying to keep the tension and keep that strength building in the hand. All right, nice. That's a quick little warm up done. I'm trying to go straight in with 20 kilos on the pinch block, and we will kind of just work up in sets in twos. So I'll do 2 on my right, 2 on my left, and see what we can get to. During my training days, I think for the first 2 weeks, I'm just going to literally focus not really on my proper lifting technique. I'm just going to kind of do a pretty standard lift as you would with a pinch block. So when I'm actually lifting on a pinch block, I try and get really low into it, sort of engaging my back. I'm like locking my arm in place, so I'm kind of lifting like this using my back as well. But when I'm training, I'm really just trying to focus on the hand. I'm building the strength in the forearm as well. So I'm trying to keep my back not loose, but not as much tension on it, because I really want to try and build the forearms, not my back, if that makes sense. All right, we're cruising up nicely there actually. It's feeling pretty good. The weather's quite dry today as well, so the chalk's sticking to the block and my hand's quite nice. We're at about 38 kilos there. Again, I'm just going to keep doing 2 reps until I pretty much fail, which I'm hoping is about 45. Yeah. I think my left could be out of action here. That felt really heavy. The right's still feeling pretty good. Usually when I'm kind of properly doing my structured training, I will have 2 separate loading pins. So I'll do the weight on my right and the weight on my left, because my left can't keep up with my right on pinch. I want to sort of make sure that I'm training both of them consistently. So if I do 5 sets of 2 at 40 kilograms on my right, I might do 5 sets of 2 at 38 kilos on my left, making sure they're getting the same workload in. I feel like that's really important for developing both hands at the same time. It's why it's so important for lifting on like the Saxons and stuff like that. You don't want your left hand or your weak hand to fail on those lifts. And this is particularly noticeable on holds for time. So we might do a double vertical bar hold and people will be like, yeah, easy, dead light this weight. But the left arm or the weak arm will drop the weight first and the right will be holding it for ages. So it really is important to train both of your hands exactly the same. I know so many people like this, they'll just be going up in weight, going up in weight. The left will fail, but they'll carry on with the right. And the left is missing out on all that training there. So it's not going to catch up, or it's, you know, not going to develop as well as it should be doing. So make sure you either get 2 loading pins with different weights on, or work all your right first, then go on to your left after. I feel like that's really important. There we go, the left, at least it managed 1 rep. We're probably at about 43 kilos there, so really need to sort of work on my left, because the right, it just feels so easy still. I know I was just preaching about that, but it's just always been the way. My left is so much weaker at pinch for some reason. I don't know if it's because I'm a weird thumb, but we'll see. Right, I'm going to go up in 2.5s now and see what we can get to. Well, there's the target reached. That'll be just above 45, I think. There is probably a bit more in the tank actually, so I'm going to chuck a 1 on, see if we can get 46, and then might be able to squeeze 1 more at about 47.5. Be really happy with that actually. Not far off 50, but yeah, something to build on. Right, let's get it weighed. I don't know about you guys, but I never like weighing before I do the lift. So right now I think that's about 46, maybe just over 46 kilos. But if I weighed it and it was 47, I'd be like, oh shit, I don't know if I can lift it. So hopefully I'm pleasantly surprised now when it comes out at 47, but I think it's going to be about 46 and a half or something this. That is bang on 46.9, so not far off what we thought. I might be able to squeeze another 1.25 on there, which would be just over 48. So not bad at all, I guess. Let's see if we can get it. One and a quarter, we'll call it. So yeah, we're looking at probably 47 kilos. So I will sort of work out a little plan from that to try and build up from. Not too bad. I was hoping for about 45, so we managed an extra couple of kilos. Now it's on to the dreaded hub. I know this is the event like nobody's looking forward to really, but it's one where you can really catch up on points. So if you have a bad start on the rolling handle, the hub is really where you can get a lot of points because a lot of people are rubbish at it. So it really is a place, if you were literally just going to train one thing, it should be the hub, because that's where you're going to make the most difference with just a couple of kilos. I'm hoping probably for 35 on the day. I'm hoping today I can get at least 30. Hub's one of those things that sort of, once you've got your technique and you feel comfortable with, it's sort of just muscle memory getting back to that once you get in the groove with it. So I'm hoping that it's not gone too far, but we'll see how we get on here. I'm going to start with 10. Same thing again, just going to go up in doubles basically until we fail. I can't do hub on my left. I know, again, banging on about training both hands before, but because it's so technical and fingery, it just hurts on my left hand. Again, it's probably because of my weird thumb. But if you're having any pain when you're doing things, you really shouldn't be. It shouldn't be painful. You should feel like a muscular burn, or, you know, it's all right to feel a bit of tendon pain, but if you've got a sharp pain when you're lifting anything, just don't do it. Just stick to your other hand or try a different technique. It's not worth injuring yourself and putting yourself through sort of a detrimental process just to try and do a bit of lifting. But 10 kilos on the hub, again, a reasonably respectable start. We'll see how it feels, see if we can get it up nice and easy. The one thing you've got to remember about hub as well, it's a really high lift, which is one of the things that make it so difficult. The reason we've put in a high lift is, I feel like with the technical lifts, you really want to be lifting them in a controlled manner. It stops people sort of just trying to, you know, be quite aggressive and whip the hub up. You can do that with the rolling handle, but there's a lot more weight. With the hub, it's more of a controlled, you know, lift, and we want people to glide it up, touch the bar and lower it back down in that controlled manner, as opposed to just whipping it up and dropping it back down as fast as they can. So that's sort of the logic behind it. I know it's a long way, but it's a good lift and it should be sort of admired for its technical side instead of just brute force. All right, 15 on. Let's see how she goes. Nice, that felt pretty easy actually, which is promising. I'm going to chuck another 5 on. Oh, feeling a lot heavier there, that. Jesus. Welcome back to hubbing. I'm going to try and chuck another 5 on because I want to do as few lifts as possible. That's another thing about hub lifting. You want to get high as possible on your first attempt, really, because if you're going for 2 or 3 attempts and you're taking a long time on your second attempt, your energy in your fingers is just going to go and you're not going to be able to get the next weight. So my sort of logic going into it is I'm trying to, border on an unsafe sort of lift, one that I know I can get, but you want it to be really challenging, and then you just go up maybe 1 or 2 kilos after that. You don't want to be going in at 30, then jumping to 35 and going for 36 after that. I like to try and play it a little bit risky on the hub, but in the long run, I think it's going to be better off than you going 30, 35, 40, something like that. Just taking a little bit more time though with the setup. With the hub, it's all about getting that hand position and lifting when you're feeling right. Not a case of, right, I'm on the hub, I'm going to lift it now. You want to sort of think about where your hands are, try and wiggle them around a bit, get into that spot and then lift as soon as you feel you're in the right spot. It's one of those lifts where one day you might be amazing at it, one day you might be rubbish at it, but getting the feel and being in the right position is key for this kind of lift, really. What are we at here? 20. So this is probably 28 in total. If I chuck another 2.5 on, that'll be just over 30, which would be bloody amazing. Yeah, right on the limit. Made up with that 30, we'll call it, let's give it away, see what we're saying. But I'm hoping that's about 30, or maybe just over. Turn it so you can see it. Is that gonna... 29.8. Not far off, but pretty much what I was hoping for. So yeah, there we go. That's sort of what I'm setting my baseline at with doubles there. I'll take you over to the board and just sort of take you through my thought process when I plan out the next 3 weeks training. Right, well, here we are at the board. I think what I'm going to do is basically just split. So I'll have pinch block, hub, we've got rolling handle, and we've got vertical bar, and then we've got week 1, 1A, 2, 2A, 3, 3A, and then we'll have G. That'll be for the goals, I guess. And this is basically just going to be my working sets for these days. Again, like I said, I'm going to be doing 2 days on each implement, just trying to keep them short, just trying to get back in the motion of using the implements. So we lifted 37 times 2 on that. We'll call it 30 times 2 on that. Obviously, we'll do those 2 tomorrow to see what level we're at. So just a bit of quick working out in my head. I think what we will do is we do 5 sets of 2, and we'll do that at 35. Then we will do 5 sets of 2 at 30, but we will add a 2-second hold to the top of each rep, so dash 2 seconds, and then we'll do 5 times 2, we'll do that, let's do that at 25, and 5 sets of 2. I'll try and do this low because the hub's really difficult on the fingers, so probably just do that at 20, and then 2 seconds at the top. Week 2, we'll just chuck a 1.25 on. So 5 sets of 2, 36.25, 5 times 2, 31.25, for 2 seconds. Week 3, 5 times 2, 37.5. 5 times 2, we're going 32 and a half for 2 seconds. And then there we go, pretty much. The goal, like I said, probably want to be getting, it's got to be 50 to 55, I think. That's the goal for the pinch block. Is it realistic? I hope so. Let's just chuck a line down there. Very professional, as you can see. Let's just finish this. 5 times 2. Again, we'll just add 1.25. 5 times 2. 21.25 with a 2 second. Times 2. 22 and a half. 5 times 2. Oh, done that wrong. 27 and a half, like 22.5 with 2 seconds. Goal 35 plus, I think 35 to 40. I think the current record is 38 on the hub, which I think is pretty untouchable, but you never know, some freak might lift it on the day. 30, I'd be real if I get 50 and 35, they're both really good targets for me. I feel like the two pretty good lifts, which I should do all right in. It's just the rolling handle really, which is the one I'm worried about. Vertical bar, my endurance feels pretty good at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see how we do on that tomorrow. But that's how quick we can just whip up a plan. 3 weeks of training there, just six sessions in total. Nice and easy, couple of days rest before the event, and we're good to go. So I hope you enjoyed me rambling on during this training, just talking about my training. Just don't know if anyone would find it interesting, but I guess it's good to learn from each other. I'd welcome any sort of feedback, any tips you guys can give me, anything that I've missed. So I will hopefully see you soon for episode 2.